Welcome back, class. So in the first part of this lecture, we learned about the transmission modes, simplex, half duplex, full duplex system. Then we learned about the power gain, voltage gain, current gain, okay, the calculation of these in dB scale and dBm scale, and we learned about the conversion between the two. For example, dBm is basically dB plus 30 and so on. So now the next part of this chapter, this lecture is about noise. Now what is noise? What are the different kinds of the noise? How noise affects the communication? And like if we have a communication system, how we can calculate the overall noise factor of the complete system. So these are the things which we are going to cover in this lecture. So let's start with the first one, noise. So basically noise is any undesirable signal, okay, any undesirable signal that falls within the passband of the signal. For example, if I am speaking with you and suddenly somebody else starts speaking, or we have a background noise, for example a van is going, a car is going, or someone play the music, so that things which are actually interrupting our this communication, that I am talking to you, okay, so anything that affects our this communication, that will be noise. Okay, for example, let's say this is one electrical signal which we want to transmit. So but due to the channel, so basically we have input signal and this is our channel, okay, and then we have the output. So basically in this channel noise could be added, okay. So like earlier I have given you many examples. So anything unwanted thing which disturbs our communication, that will be noise, okay. So for example, some noise has been added and it has disturbed the signals, okay. So now this signal does not look as like the original signal, okay. So basically the loss of information could happen. So generally there are two types of noises, correlated noises and uncorrelated noises. So the correlated noises is, for example, you are transmitting this signal. So if this signal is present, then we get this relevant noise, okay. For example, this was the signal and in this signal we get this noise which disturbs the characteristics of the signal. So the noise is present when this signal is present. This is called correlated noise, okay. So the noise which is present when the signal present or not, that will be uncorrelated noise, okay. For example, I am talking to you and somebody play the music on background, okay. So whether I talk or not, the music is being played, okay. So that is an uncorrelated noise, okay. It is not depending on my talking, on our communication, okay. That is already present, okay, in the system, in the channel. So that is uncorrelated noise, okay. So the correlated noise is, for example, you want to transmit data in a communication system, okay. So when you start communication, at that time the noise is generated, maybe from the internal characteristics of the channel, okay. So that will be correlated noise. In the uncorrelated noise, okay, so as I said earlier, for example, music is being played, that is one type of noise. So basically the external noises, okay, the external noise, there are many types of the uncorrelated noise. External noises that generated outside the device, for example, music is being played, okay. Atmospheric noises, okay, for example, we have a storm or the rain, okay, the very fast wind, okay. So these are the noises, okay, which are like doesn't depend on the transfer of information, okay. Atmospheric noises, okay. Extraterrestrial noises, for example, solar noise, okay, but the cosmic noise, okay. So the noises which are actually generated outside Earth atmosphere, okay, like you want to make the satellite communication, so okay. So above the earth we have outside earth atmosphere, so here we have ultraviolet rays, cosmic rays, okay. So that could affect the communication with the satellite, okay. man-made noise, okay, any noise which is made by the man-made, okay. For example, electrical motors, okay, when you start the motor, so there will be noise. Automobile ignition, okay, when driving a car there will be noise of the engine, okay. AC is running, okay, fluorescent light equipment or anything, okay. You are using the blender in your kitchen, okay, so whenever you just start the blender, there will be noise of that. Vacuum cleaner, it will generate some noise, okay. So these are basically the uncorrelated noises. And then in the uncorrelated noises, there is another very important type of noise which is called internal noise. Internal noise is the noise which is actually generated within the divisor circuit, okay. So for example, let's say we have a circuit, okay, this is one circuit. So let's say this is the voltage V, okay, this is R S, let's say any value, okay, this is R1 or RS and this is R2, okay. So when the current will flows, okay, current is actually the main transmission here, so we will know that we will have the voltage drop here and we will also have the voltage drop here, okay. So for example, if we want to calculate the voltage drop here, okay, let's say this is output, this is our input. So output voltage will be this resistance divided by the total resistance of the circuit multiplied with the input voltage, okay, VDR, voltage divider, okay. So now basically when if we are having a very high resistance value, so you might have experience in the electrical circuit lab, so when the current start flowing through our resistors, okay, and if the high value of the current is flowing, this resistor will start heating up, okay. So basically that is the thermal noise, okay, which is actually making the thermal agitation in the actual component through which the current is flowing, okay. Similarly, such kind of noises, okay, can be generated in the communication system, okay. So this is also called Brownian noise, Johnson noise or white noise, okay. So this is the random noise which is actually generated within the circuit, and usually the thermal noise power we express using this formula, okay. N is the thermal noise power and this is equal to K times TB, okay. K is called the Boltzmann constant, okay, Boltzmann constant, and its value is 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 23 meter square kg hour. This T is called temperature, absolute temperature in Kelvin, okay, and B is the bandwidth in Hertz, okay. So if you get the degree centigrade value of the temperature, you can convert to the Kelvin by just adding 273. So remember, by adding 273 in degree Celsius, we can get the temperature in Kelvin. So remember one thing, okay. For example, let's say I'm using the same circuit. So let's say this is the input noise which is being generated. So this is one resistor and this is one resistor, okay. So we know that for the maximum power transfer, okay, from the source to load, this is our load, okay, this is our load. So for the maximum power transfer from the source to the load, okay, the resistance values should be same. The impedance values basically should be complex conjugate of each other, okay. So if the internal resistance of the source is basically is equal to the load resistance, okay, so it means both resistance are same. So if this is the for example 2 volt here, and if this is for example 1 kilo ohm, this is also 1 kilo ohm. So if this is 2 volt, so we will have the 1 volt voltage drop here and 1 volt voltage drop here, right? So similarly, in general, what we can do, we can write that if Vn is the input voltage, then we will have the half voltage drop here and the half voltage drop here, okay, for the maximum power transfer. Okay, now what we can do here, we are talking about the power transfer, and we know that the power transfer to the load is, or any, is V square over R. Okay, that is the power transfer. So what is the value of the voltage here? Vn over 2 square divided by the load resistance. Okay, or we can say that Vn square divided by 4R. Okay, that is the power transfer, maximum transfer of the noise power. And also we know that maximum transfer of the noise power is basically is equal to the kTB. Okay, so basically Vn square is equal to kTB, or we can calculate the noise voltage by multiplying this thing here, 4R kTB square. Okay, so this is the RMS noise voltage, okay, in a simple circuit. Okay, 4 times resistance of circuit, Boltzmann constant, temperature and the bandwidth. Okay, so by using this we can calculate the noise voltage in RMS value. Examples, we will see this in live session. In the correlated noise, okay, so the correlated noise is the noise will be present when the signal is present. The first one is the harmonic distortion. So the harmonic distortion is basically, for example, we know that if you have a sine signal, okay, so sine signal is basically have only one frequency component. Okay, let's say this is a 50 Hz sine signal. So in the spectrum we will have only one line at the 50 Hz. Okay, but sometime what is happening, okay, when we are actually making transmission, okay, due to the like R and C components, this sine signal is basically changed to more like square signal in the actual transmission. Okay, particularly this happens in the power transfer circuits. Okay, so basically when this sine signal changes to this, so in this like this rectangular or square, we have multiple harmonics. Okay, so this will be our fundamental harmonics, then we have the more harmonics, okay, which are the multiple of the fundamental frequency. So basically these are the undesired frequencies which are present. Okay, this is called harmonic distortion, okay, which could be happened in the with the conversion of the sine to the square wave. And we can calculate the effect of these harmonic components, that how much our communication or the power transfer has been affected due to these harmonics, using the total harmonic distortion. Okay, and the formula of the total harmonic distortion is V higher over V fundamental. So V higher is that we calculate the V higher by taking the value square of all harmonic components except the fundamental. Okay, so for example, this is the fundamentals, we will discard that, and for all other harmonic components we will take their magnitude square with the square root, and we get the fundamental value, we divide them and multiply, that will give us the total harmonic distortion. So particularly in the power electronics communication, we want to minimize this harmonic distortion as much as we can. This is one example about the total harmonic distortion, which we will solve in the live session. Another kind of noise is intermodulation. Okay, I will explain this intermodulation in the live session. Okay, what is actually the intermodulation? There are other two types of basic noise, impulse noises and interference noises. We will see them in the live session. The next thing, which is actually a review of the thing which we have already learned, which is called signal to noise ratio. So signal to noise ratio is basically the ratio of the signal power with the noise power. And if we want to take the dB, we know that power, we will take the 10 log. Okay, signal power and noise power. And if you want to take in the voltage, so we will take the 20 log of signal voltage over noise voltage, and we can calculate the signal to noise ratio. Okay, signal to noise ratio is a very important parameter to characterize the information. Okay, so we always want that signal to noise ratio or SNR, okay, should be high. Okay, high means the noise power should be low as much as we can. Okay, so if we have one system, okay, let's say this is my input, this is my channel, and at the input I have one signal to noise ratio, input signal to noise ratio, and here I have output signal to noise ratio. Okay, then the ratio of the input over output signal to noise ratio is called noise factor. Okay, so this is noise factor tells us the actual characteristics, help us to identify the transfer of the information, that how much noise is experienced, okay, by the input information from the channel. Okay, because we have fixed like we know the signal to noise ratio at the input, we know the signal to noise ratio at the output, so we can actually analyze that what are the contribution from the channel side. Okay, this is called noise factor. And if you take the 10 log of noise factor, okay, it will give us the noise figure. Okay, 10 log of noise factor, it will give us the noise figure. Okay, so noise figure is basically the ratio of just like we calculate the noise factor and then we just take the 10 log of that. Okay, so if the channel is present, this noise figure will be different. Okay, we will see the relevant example about this in the live session. Thank you very much for your time here.